Hello. Hello my dear friends. This is SriRam Shastri. Welcome to my channel. This is the third video of adaptations. So we had started with the topic called as ecology, and that first topic is organism and environment. So in organism and environment, we have already discussed about the three topics: introduction to this topic, then major abiotic factors and response to abiotic factors. In this video, we are going to discuss about adaptations in organisms. So as you can see on the board already, we have described it in a flow chart of hydric adaptation, xeric adaptation, habitat adaptation, adaptation to cold and altitude, and lastly I have mentioned some important rules which are being mentioned in the ecology. They are very important for your entrance examinations. So here the five rules I have mentioned here is Glauber's rule, Bergman's rule, Allen's rule, Jordan's rule and Rand's rule. Okay, so we'll start with adaptations. So with respect to different biotic factors adapt to the abiotic conditions. That means many organisms adapt to their abiotic conditions, and they have certain modifications, morphological modifications, anatomical modifications, behavioral modifications. Those all we can discuss here. So again, adaptation is a topic which I have divided into two videos. The first video is about the adaptations, what I have written here. Secondarily, protective adaptations are there, which is all about mimicry, camouflage and all. That part we'll discuss in the next video. So starting with hydric adaptations. So what do you mean by hydric adaptations? Hydric adaptations are the type of morphological, anatomical and behavioral adaptations of an organism with respect to water. Okay, so here we can subdivide the hydric adaptation with respect to two categories as plant and animals, so that we can take an example and describe them. Already in your practicals of second PUC or class 12, what you call as, there you have to study an example of plant for hydric adaptation, animal for hydric adaptation. Same thing applies to even xeric adaptations. Okay, so here first we'll talk about plants. Okay, so plants, if you see, they have almost no xylem developed or very poorly developed xylem is there, very what you call as weak root system, delicate stem, ribbon-like leaves, no stomata or very less stomata on only dorsal surface, then pollen are produced with flagella. These are anatomical adaptations in a plant to sustain their life in water. So here I have quoted an example of hydrilla. So you can take hydrilla or any aquatic plant, even like Vallisneria, Zostera, any aquatic plant. Animals, if you talk about hydric adaptation animals, a clear picture. Whenever you want to understand about adaptations, just have a clear picture of one particular animal as an example, see its body and see its body features to describe the particular type of adaptations in it. Clear? So first thing is animals. You can take rohu. Scientific name of this fish is Labio rohita, commonly called as rohu fish, a common edible carp, a common edible freshwater fish. Okay, so if you see the body is streamlined, it is covered with mucus, secondarily it has cycloid scales, streamlined body. For respiration, they have gills, right? So these are all special modifications, okay, and the type of kidney which excretes ammonia as excretory product. So these are certain modifications of the organism to live in water. Reproductive modifications are also there, that is they lay eggs in water, fertilize in water, external fertilization takes place there, development is direct. So Labio rohita, just have a picture of this fish, you can see the fish, streamlined body, has fins for locomotion, gills, cycloid scales, right? That's it. Now coming to xeric adaptations. Xeric is conditions, that is drought adaptations, adaptations to dry conditions, okay. Adaptations to dry conditions, we call it as xeric adaptation. So again we can subdivide that part also into two as plant and animal. So in plants we have xeric adaptation with respect to three important categories as ephemerals, succulents and non-succulents. These plants are also called, ephemerals are called as drought evaders or drought escaping plants. Succulents, drought resistant plants. They resist drought and they live in drought conditions without any problem. Non-succulent plants are also called as true xeric plants. Okay, so ephemerals are called as generally drought evaders or drought escapers. Succulents, drought endurers or adjusted to exhaling the xeric conditions. They adjust. Okay, whereas non-succulent true xeric plants. That's it. So if you take examples in this, you can describe it. Ephemerals. For ephemerals, you can take example of Argemona mexicana. Okay, so Argemona mexicana is one of the example you can quote for ephemerals. Succulent plants, a lot of succulent plants are there. You can take, aloe vera is the best example of succulent plant, right? Calotropis is a succulent plant. Okay, non-succulent. Calotropis is a non-succulent plant. Sorry, non-succulent plant. You can take acacia. Right, acacia is a plant, a thorny plant, grows in the drought conditions. They are called as true xeric plants. Same way, you can take another category, that is animal for xeric adaptation. An example, we can take it here as camel, the best example. Just remember the picture of a camel, or if you might have seen a camel originally, that's also very beautiful. Just observe the body in your mind, just try to recollect the body of a camel and just see its body modification. You can tell a lot of characters of xeric adaptation in a camel like that only. What are those? Basically, I can quote it here. So you can start with camel's hump. On the back of the camel there is a hump. This hump is made of adipose tissue. It stores fat. It's a reservoir food because they do not get food frequently in a desert. Okay, their legs are longer to avoid the heat which is radiated from the sand. They have paddy hooved foot to walk very easily on sand. Then their nostrils are closable, eyes have big eyelashes, ears are small, and they are usually having tuft of hair so that they avoid sand particles, entry of sand particles during sandstorm. Basically, inside their body also they have adaptation. They can store water in their stomach and they can sustain life without water around 40 to 45 days. So these are some of the xeric adaptations of camel. You can take any example other than camel. You can take kangaroo rat as an example there. Then habitat. For adaptations with respect to habitat, cursorial is a terrestrial adaptation for speed or need for speed, we can say. So cursorial adaptation is terrestrial adaptation, need for speed. Examples you can quote there are snakes, best emu, ostrich. These are examples. Fossorial, a kind of burrowing form of habitat, you can say. Fossorial type of adaptation. Then arboreal. Arboreal is climbing or adaptation on trees, to live on trees. Volant flight adaptations. Clear? So fossorial, you can take rodents as best examples. Whatever rodents you want as an example, you can take gerbils, you can take what you call as rats, mice, moles. Best examples. Arboreal. Arboreal animals which live on trees. You can take examples of most of the birds. They are arboreal in nature. Mammals, primates, especially primates, they are arboreal. Many primates except human beings. Then volant. Volant adaptation is flight adaptations. Again, you can take birds, mammals, flying squirrels. These are examples for volant adaptation. So once again, cursorial terrestrial adaptation, fossorial burrowing adaptation, arboreal is adaptation to live on trees, volant is flight adaptations. Then coming to adaptations for cold, or you can say altitude adaptations. Okay, so these are two separate things. Cold adaptations, you can take best example as polar bear. So polar bear body, just you recollect the body, imagination of a picture of a polar bear. You can see the body is white, huge body, covered with thick fur. Fur is hair on the body. Hair or fur on the body act as insulator. Secondarily, the skin is thick. Then below the skin they have a deposition of fat, which is also a thermal insulator. Right? They also undergo hibernation during extreme cold. These are certain adaptations to extreme cold condition. Same way you can take coniferous forests, alpine tundra. Take any coniferous forest, needle-like leaves are there, cone-shaped plants are there. They are also a kind of adaptation of plants with respect to cold Human beings with respect to altitude adaptation is one of the characteristic. As we move on towards higher altitudes from the sea level, the oxygen availability reduces. So to adapt to the altitude change, generally there is increase in the number of RBC to cope up with scarcity of oxygen at higher altitude. It is generally when a person moves from sea level to a very higher altitude region, they suffer from a particular problem called as altitude sickness. Altitude sickness is due to lack of oxygen in the environment and your body is not adapted to it. So what your body adapts for few days, if you stay there, your body increases the number of RBC and gets adapted to live in higher altitude regions. Now coming to rules, certain important rules related to adaptations like Logger's rule, Bergmann's rule, Allen's rule, Jordan's rule, Wrenn's rule. Okay, so Logger's rule is been stated for color of the skin or color of the fur or color of the body. So the animals, according to Logger's rule, animals living in cold habitat have a darker pigmentation in their skin or fur, what we call as, compared to those which live in warm regions. Okay, so that is a difference in the coloration according to Logger's rule. Second rule is Bergmann's rule. According to Bergmann's rule, okay, so Bergmann's rule is related to a region. So before Bergmann's rule, I would like to again give an example for cold and dark adaptations. Okay, so here also cold and warm habitat in Bergmann's rule. Cold adaptations, you can see the size of the body is larger in colder regions compared to warmer regions of certain species. Like if you compare polar bear, grizzly bear and what do you call as sloth bear. Sloth bear is smaller compared to any of their bear families. Polar bear is very large, grizzly bear is still somewhat smaller, and sloth bears are smallest. That is an example for Bergmann's rule. Allen's rule, we all know about Allen's rule very clearly. It is also about same cold and warm habitats. So the extremities of the body are said to be smaller in colder habitats compared to the same members of the family in warmer habitat. Example, you can take fox as an example. Polar fox, if you see, it's white colored body, small compact body, smaller legs, smaller tail, smaller snout, smaller ears. Same member of the family, not same species but different species of similar family, dog family. You take fox living in tropical regions. In tropical regions, they have longer legs, longer snout, longer ears, longer tail. This is a difference between two related family members of same family with respect to cold and warm habitat. This is called as Allen's rule. Coming to Jordan's rule. Jordan's rule is about again cold and warm habitat with respect to water. He is talking about fishes. So the number of vertebrae, according to Jordan's rule, the number of vertebrae in a fish living in cold environment is more than a fish of similar family living in warmer areas. That means number of vertebrae are more in cold habitat fishes compared to warm habitat fishes. That's Jordan's rule. Wrenn's rule. Wrenn's rule is also about the same thing, that is cold habitat and warm habitat. In the cold conditions, according to Wrenn's rule, the wing size of birds is narrow and the birds living in warmer regions have broader wings. So these are the 5 important rules which you can remember for your entrance tests. Okay. So for today, we'll stop this video here itself. In the next video, we'll continue with the adaptations of animals with respect to protection. Okay. So we'll talk about mimicry and camouflage there. Thank you.